Welcome to episode 114 of Southern Gospel Now, your weekly look at what's going on in Southern gospel music. I'm your host, Greg Goodman. Southern Gospel Now is made possible by Daywind.com, where you'll find Southern gospel music and soundtracks. We start this week with the BMI Christian Music Awards. Daywind Director of Artist and Label Relations, Dusty Wells, tells us about a special award given to Dottie Leonard Miller.
What a great night we had at the BMI Christian Music Awards the other night. It was so awesome that they have chosen to have Dottie Leonard Miller from here with Daywind Publishing, Daywind Records, New Day Distribution, as their BMI Spotlight Award winner. And this is one of the highest honors for the BMI Awards. It's just for her dedication, her passion, her zeal, and just for the creation of what she has done for this genre of music with Daywind Publishing, which represents so many great BMI writers and so many great artists. So I was absolutely thrilled, and I know that Dottie is absolutely thrilled to be recognized for this great honor.
Wayne Hahn tells us about the one Southern gospel song that was honored at this event.
Each year, the executives at Broadcast Music International, also known as BMI, award the songwriters and publishers of the top 25 songs in Christian music receiving the most airplay around the world. And in that list of 25, you'll find a variety of styles, including traditional, contemporary, and worship. But it's not unusual to see a few Southern gospel songs in the mix, and such was the case this week when I Choose Joy, which was recorded by the Taylors, received an award. I was a publisher for the song, which was written by Don West, Carrie Moeller, and Marcia Henry. As a songwriter myself, I've had that privilege of walking across the stage, but I have to admit it was more thrilling to me to be there as a publisher. To represent the talent and the heart of these songwriters is an honor. And then to see the song so well received is just the icing on the cake. We are all so grateful to the Taylors for recording the song because we believe in its message of hope and encouragement in those difficult times.
Many Southern gospel artists and insiders are joining the Grammy 2023 new member class. Among those joining, Grant Gibson, Matthew Gooch, Lee Black, Jaquita Lindsay Jenkins, Dusty Wells, and Zane and Donna King. Donna talks about this honor.
Zane and I are so excited to be a part of the Recording Academy's Grammy class this year, 2023. We had our peers who recommended us to the Grammy class this year, and they said, yes, we'd love to have you. And it's not about a prestigious role. It's not about getting an accolade. It's about being able to be a part of the creative community, to make a difference in our own smaller communities and the world at large with the music that we write and record and produce. And we hope that what happens, because we love Jesus and we want people to know about him, that his light will shine through this opportunity.
The Lefevre Quartet has made their final addition to the new lineup of the group. At piano will be Channing Elliton. Mike Lefevre here to talk about this move.
We are excited to have Channing joining the Lefevre Quartet. He has a rich history in gospel music, played for years with Gold City. Most people will remember him from there. But what impresses me most about Channing is his heart for the Lord, and then next, his talent. Either way, he is a godsend, and we're thankful to have him.
Channing Elliton has been involved in Southern gospel music since 1995 when he joined the Poet Voices. Of course, he had a long tenure with Gold City as well. These days, when not touring with the Lefevre Quartet, Channing is an ordained minister and travels ministering and singing with his family, the Channing Elliton family. This past week made 43 years of full-time ministry for Karen Peck Gooch. You'll recall she began her career with the Rex Nealon Singers. Karen says retirement is not in her vocabulary.
This is my dream job. Honestly, you will be thinking this. They'll be rolling me out, or I'll be walking out slowly on the stage, and you'll look at my husband and you'll say, tell her to go home, because I love what I do. The Lord will call me home. That'll be it. And then I'll be done. Or maybe he'll just come and get us all.
Southbound performed at an unusual venue this week. They sang for the inmates at the Coleman Federal Prison. Clint Brown talks about the experience.
We just got through doing our concert at Coleman Federal Prison here in Coleman, Florida. It was unbelievable. I mean, those guys just soaked it in, tears flowing everywhere, lives changed. Pray for the guys in Coleman Prison. They need it. We're praying for them. And we just want to say thank you to all of the officials at Coleman Federal Prison. Thank you so much for inviting us. Can't wait to come back.
Brad Steele of the Steels has gained quite the following on YouTube. In fact, he just passed the 200,000 followers mark.
You know, the YouTube thing kind of took off at the beginning of 2020, right as the pandemic really got started. And, you know, it was just something that I was going to do as a hobby, just to kill some time on a day where I didn't really have much going on. And then it just took off, and it has continued to take off for the last few years. It's been such a blessing. I do the reaction videos to all different types of music, and we kind of break that down and talk about the music of today and of the past from all over the world. It's such a cool thing to do. And then the best part is that I get to have a whole new audience for my music and for the Steels music to post on there, and there are people listening to us and to me that never would have. So that's been a huge blessing. I passed 100,000 subscribers about a year and a half ago. YouTube sent me a plaque, and that's hanging in my office. It's so cool. And now I'm about to pass 200,000 subscribers, which is just surreal.
The Guardians performed at the Memphis Quartet show this past week. Also while there, Pat Barker was a part of the special Second Half Quartet performance. The Second Half Quartet only does a handful of shows a year. The group is made up of Chris Allman, Mark Trammell, Rodney Griffin, Pat Barker, and Gerald Wolfe at piano. We got to experience a bit of what they would perform at the show in an early sound check.
I'm standing on holy ground, here God's rest. I'm standing on holy, standing on holy, standing on holy, standing on holy ground.
The current hit by the Kingsmen is Ready for the Change. Alan Kendall gives us the backstory for the song.
Lynn Robbins, whose father used to sing with Ray Dean Reese in the 1960s with the Asheville area group called the Journeyman and Kathleen, wrote this song. And she said she wrote it during a time when she was just grieved by seeing so much bad news on TV and seeing people in the media trying to come up with every solution possible for what our world needs. And every solution they came up with had nothing to do with Jesus. She knew that the only real positive change that could ever come about would either be that the world surrenders its life to Jesus, the people surrender their lives to Jesus, or that Jesus simply make his glorious return for his bride.
Taking a look at the Power 50 weekly chart, Jeff and Sherry Easter rise to the top with one name featuring the sound. That's it for this week. If you missed episodes of Southern Gospel Now, you'll find them wherever you find podcasts, or you can listen at southerngospelnow.com. Southern Gospel Now is made possible by southerngospelprizes.com. We'll take next week off with the 4th of July holiday and be back the following week. I'm Greg Goodman reminding you to love your neighbor. Thanks for listening.